Hi, and welcome back to Wild on Wheels. Today, we're going to be doing the front window regulators on a 1997 through 2001 Jeep Cherokee XJ. These are the tools that you're going to need in order to remove the window regulator from your Jeep. You're going to need a roll of masking tape, a Phillips screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver, a panel prying tool, or a small putty knife, a 10mm wrench, 10mm socket with a short extension and a ratchet. These are required. If you have them, a 3/8 impact and a drill with a few bits will make the job go much quicker and easier. All right, first things first, you're gonna have a screw right here, a screw right up here, and then you're gonna have 3 big long screws right here. That's all the hardware we gotta take to get this panel off. Now that we have all the screws out, there's plastic clips and retainers that go all the way around the door right here, and we're just gonna simply pull on the door, but you can just use your hand to pull on these plastic retainers, and now the door panel is loose. This right here is where your door card hooks onto the actual frame of the door. So we're gonna pull out just slightly and up. Once we have the door up, inside here, we're gonna have a couple of rods that are connected to the door handle here. This is what's going to open and close your door. These little plastic tabs, we just simply push them out of the way and the rod comes off. This is our door lock rod, and as you can see, this plastic tab is broken. We'll have to replace this when we go to put this back together. You can buy these at any of your local hardware or automotive stores, like O'Reilly's or Napa. They come in a little pack of like 5 or 6 of them, and they're pretty cheap. Next, over here, we have 2 connectors that plug into switch for the window. And so we're gonna go ahead and unplug both of these. Here's a closer view of the electrical connectors. You can see there's just one big button right here on the top. You'll push that button down and then pull the connector out. Same with this guy down here, one big button right here on the top, push that in and then it'll pull out. You might have to give it a little shimmy shake and a little wiggle to get it come out. It can be a little bit stiff. Now that those are unplugged, we can go ahead and remove the door card, put this out of the way. We don't need this for right now. Okay, now that you have your door card out of the way, as you can see, this little glue seam, there used to be a piece of plastic or insulation that covered this, and that was used to prevent any dirt and dust from coming inside the cab from outside. It's a nice protective seal. If yours has that, be careful when you remove it and try to put that back on there. It'll help keep the inside of your vehicle cleaner as well as reduce a lot of road noise. So right here we have these 3 bolts. As you can see, this one's broken off. These 3 mount the motor that actually runs your window up and down. And then these 2 bolts here and this bolt right here actually hold your window regulator track. Now, if your window regulator still works, it might be slow and sluggish, but you can go ahead and take your switch at this point in time, plug it in, turn the key to the on position, and roll your window up a little bit and get it to where the 2 bolts that are attached onto here are moved up so you can get to them easier. If you can't, if your window regulator is toast and you can't get it to move up or down, you're gonna have to use a wrench in order to reach in here and loosen these. Now that you have both of the screws out, we're gonna wanna go ahead and push this window up, and I'll show you here in a second. You can see where those 2 screws go. And when you get to yours, you'll be able to see where it goes as well. We're gonna take our masking tape. We're gonna reach in here and carefully pull the window all the way into the uppermost position. We want to get it all the way up, seated as high as possible. This is going to give us the most room to work. Nice long strip of masking tape. If you got a buddy to help you, this makes it a lot easier. But if you're doing it solo, it can be done. I recommend using at least 2 pieces of masking tape, one towards the rear and then one towards the front. Before you wrap it around, go ahead and give it a nice little push. Make sure it's up nice and tight. Perfect. Now the window's not going to fall down and hit us while we're working on this. Now that we have the window up and out of the way, we're going to go ahead and push our, the locks can sometimes come all the way out. If it does, it's no big deal. We'll go ahead and get this guy out of our way now that the motor is completely disconnected. I'm going to go ahead and take my 10 millimeter. We're going to remove these 3 nuts. This one's missing the 3rd one, but yours shouldn't be. I'm also going to loosen without completely removing these 3 right here. If you notice, they do have these nice big holes right here. So now we can lift this up and it'll fit through the holes. You might want to take them out if they're giving you clearance issues, but you don't have to. We're going to go ahead and remove the motor from its mounting position. And all we got to do is just fish this old guy out. There you go. All right, so even though this one does physically appear to be different, it looks like the hardware should mount in the proper locations, and if it does, then that means it should fit, or it should at least work. So let's try this bad boy out. A lot of times on older vehicles like this, the manufacturer will have made a revision in the manufacturing or assembly. Look at that. Fits in there nicely. We're going to go ahead and install these 3 bolts and tighten these guys down. I'm going to be reusing the 3 bolts that we took off of the original window regulator to mount the regulator onto the door. Sometimes when you're working on older vehicles like this, you'll run into things like this where parts, they don't look exactly the same as the original. And that may be due to the fact that there was a revision change at some point in time, and this is the most current up-to-date revision change. Also, sometimes aftermarket manufacturers might make slight variations to the design when they're making these, so that way they only have to make one style and it'll fit multiple different years. So unless you get an actual factory OEM part, which I don't think you can get these from Chrysler anymore or Dodge, then you might run into situations like this, but just verify that all the components fit in the proper locations and you should be good to go. Also, when you're tightening these up, remember, very light. You don't need to rattle and just hammer these things home. They're not going to come apart. It doesn't have much weight. We're going to go ahead and plug this connector in and activate the lock. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and remove the tape off of the glass and lower it down into position. Now, make sure you can't really see my hand on the back side, but I am holding pressure on the glass to keep it from falling. You don't want your window to fall. It will fall and it will break. We're going to hold on to it. We're going to carefully lower it down into position. It's going to rest on those little tabs on the regulator. And then we're going to go ahead and install our 2 bolts. You're tightening these onto a piece of glass. The last thing you want to do is crack your glass. So I would recommend not using power tools for this. Just a nice little snug. That's all it needs. Same with all of these. These are very small bolts that are just being attached to thin pieces of sheet metal. You don't want to get crazy with them, just a nice little snug. At this point in time, I'm going to go ahead and recommend that you go ahead and turn your vehicle on. and test your window regulator. All right, in order to replace our switches, all you need is a Phillips screwdriver. There's 3 screws, one right here on the top and 2 down here on the bottom. The switch will then just go ahead and pop right out. The new switch, go ahead and put it right back into place. Remember, when you're tightening these down, these screws are just going into plastic. They don't need a lot of effort. All right, look at that. We got nice brand new switches. Don't try to pop this off from the outside. That's what somebody did right here, and that's what caused this to crack. You do have to remove the door card in order to pull the switches out. Real quick side note, before we install this door card, you can see these are the little plastic clips and retainers that hold your door card in place. As you can see, a lot of these are broken, but don't worry, you can also purchase all of these from your local automotive store, Napa, O'Reilly's, AutoZone, and you can just pop these out and put new ones in. It's easy as a flat screwdriver. You can see they just pop right out. When you get your new ones, you can just slide them right into place. Just make sure before you go to push on it really hard to get it to actually lock into place, each one of these little tabs is lined up with their corresponding little holes before you actually push on them. Otherwise, they get bent over like this and broken, and then they're worthless. All right, we're going to go ahead and install the door card. Remember, this little groove right here is going to sit right here in the top of the door. First things first, we're going to go ahead and take our electrical connectors here, and we're going to plug them into the switch. We're then going to go ahead and install our door handle, latch rod, and our lock rod. Plug in our electrical connectors here. Get our rods clipped back into place here. We're going to start at the top, have the bottom of it angled out. We're going to go ahead and get it aligned up here with the groove. Give her a couple good little whacks. There we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and come here onto the side. I'm going to look and make sure my tabs are lined up in their holes. We're going to work our way all the way around. All right, the last thing we got to do, put in our 5 screws, one here, and our 3 big ones across the bottom here. One last quick verification to make sure that the door and the switches are working. I'm proud of you. I knew you could do it.